Where's Mommy? I heard my sister yell out the window. I stopped sweeping the tiny concrete slab we New Yorkers call a backyard and yelled back just as loudly. I don't know! She left like 5 minutes ago! Then it hit me. Mommy said she had a fetch-a-fay at the welfare office. Now, if you're scrunching your brows in confusion at fetch-a-fay, don't worry, because it took me decades to realize what the heck my mom meant. In her thick Dominican accent, she was saying face-to-face, an in-person appointment she needed to attend at least once a year to continue receiving food stamps. Oh, yeah! I yelled back to my sister from the yard. Mommy had a welfare appointment! In Bushwick, Brooklyn, where I grew up, kids ran up and down the street while playing, and everyone yelled. You might have forgotten your keys, so you'd yell to the second-floor window for someone to toss them down. Or maybe it was time to go in for dinner, so your little brother yelled from up the block, Mommy said stop playing and come inside to eat! That's why 9-year-old me didn't think anything of screaming about my mother's welfare appointment. But my older sister thought otherwise. She called me inside the house and knocked me on the top of my head as I walked through the door. Why you gotta yell out her business like that for the whole block to hear? You telling everybody that Mommy's on welfare. Are you stupid? I was too young to understand exactly why she was so upset. But I did know welfare had something to do with money. This memory is crystal clear in my mind because opening my mouth got me a chichón, a big old lump on my head. But also because it was my introduction to the idea that being on welfare was something I should be embarrassed about or ashamed of. Shh! Don't talk about money. Don't talk about what we have or don't have or what we need. It's personal, it's private, it's taboo. In hindsight, it's hilarious that my sister was so concerned with hiding the fact that we were on welfare because most of our neighbors were on it too. If you take a walk down Bushwick Avenue today, you might come across some art galleries, juice bars, and hipster restaurants. But back in the 90s, they were bodegas, barbershops, and check cashing spots serving low-income families who'd recently immigrated from the Caribbean. While in line for groceries at Key Food, I saw everybody and their mama using government-issued EBT cards. It wasn't just us. I never had to pay for a beef patty at the school cafeteria, but neither did my friends. We all got free breakfast and lunch because of our parents' low-income status. For some of my friends, school lunch was the only food they could depend on eating during the week. Imagine the look of confusion on my little face when I watched cartoons or read chapter books in which the bully character yelled, "Give me your lunch money." I thought, what the heck is lunch money? If your family is anything like mine, your parents didn't have much financial knowledge to pass on. Why? Because their parents didn't teach them much about personal finance. And don't even get me started on the lack of personal finance education in schools. At the time of this writing, only 1 out of 4 American high school students is required to take a full semester personal finance class before crossing the graduation stage. For low-income students like me, the number drops to 1 out of 20. These stats pose a huge problem because if we don't learn about and discuss money early on, we tend to repeat familial cycles of debt and struggle. Even worse, we may unintentionally pass down negative money habits to future generations. One study of college students showed that having parents who avoided talking about money predicted problematic credit card use. #story of my life. These patterns keep money in the hands of those fortunate enough to have received a high-quality financial education or those determined enough to figure it out on their own, like I did. Many others just can't catch a financial break.